Hello, YouTube world. I want to say hello to my friends, family, colleagues, my YouTube viewers, and my subscribers. Welcome back to another episode of Rebirth. Today, we're going to discuss the fight against dehydration. Right now, we're in about the middle of the summer months, and things are going to get even hotter. We done had some rain. All of the heat is coming up now, as well as just boxing us in. So we're going to have a very hot summer from this day forward. What I want to say to you all is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. This is time for as much water and electrolytes as you can get. You want to get this in your system to help fight off the dehydration and all of the sickness that comes with dehydration. So, what is dehydration? Most of you know, some need to learn, we all need to learn. Dehydration is a dangerous loss of body fluid, and it can cause illness, and it also is caused by certain illnesses. You can become dehydrated. You can become dehydrated by exercising, as well as sweating and the lack of drinking hydrating fluids. It does not sometimes, and it can be related to any other underlying illnesses, but not as much as diseases. Try to understand that dehydration can even be the result of some medication side effect. So there are some medicine that you can take, the doctor will prescribe you on, but he would tell you to drink lots of water. Just for an example, Miralax is an over-the-counter drug. Basically, it helps the body from constipation. It helps build fiber, and it will also dehydrate you. So it will cause dehydration. The doctor will always tell you, and the pharmacist will tell you, drink plenty of water. This heat that we're in now, we're going to have a heat wave to come through soon. So a lot of you that are exercising, like getting your walks in, some of you like to get out, and some have weights in the yard. You work out in the yard and things like that in your garages. Listen, have plenty of water, hydrating fluids. Water is the best hydration that you can use to keep your fluid level where it needs to be for the body. Dehydration can cause dryness of skin. It can cause dry mouth. It can cause dark coloration of the urine, dizziness, lightheadedness, constipation, headaches, skin irritability or irritation, and fatigue. These are the problems that are associated with dehydration. And this is why it is important for my Rebirth family out there to drink lots of water, especially during the summer months. We always talk about dehydration, and then we also talk about what is the best liquids to drink in order to fight against dehydration. One thing that I can tell you, that you have a lot of fluids out there that can be used to combat dehydration. Number one is water. Plenty of water. Drink lots of water. Number two, fluids that has electrolytes in it. We need electrolytes. Our body craves electrolytes. We need those fluids that's going to go in and help build and repair, because remember, the body is about 75% of water. So when we talk about how much fluid the water carries itself, when we expel those fluids by doing things like working out, exercising, even on the job, there are some jobs that puts people in really warm environments, and some of them be in heated environments. So guess what? You need that fluid to help replenish the body of what it's losing. There are also drinks that are not good to use for hydrating the body. Not saying you can't drink it, but just saying that you still need your water. Alcoholic beverages. A lot of the guys, the guys, we have barbecues, we get our drinks, we get out here, we think that we're hydrating the body because it's hot and because you cool them off in coolers. Well, let me tell you something. The alcohol substance that is in that drink works against hydration. It works against hydration. What it does, it causes you to dehydrate. And the higher levels of alcohol that is in those fluids, the most likely you will become dehydrated. So it does not help in hydration when you talk about alcoholic beverages. When you talk about another drink, tea. I love tea. So when you talk about drinking tea, not saying that you can't have tea when it's cold, when it's hot. You out there sometime in the yard doing work and you want to get a glass of tea, fine. But remember, you need water. You need electrolytes. You have Gatorade, Powerade. There are drinks out there that are geared towards hydration and making the body better when it comes to hydrating the body. Coffee is another thing that you don't want to use it solely for hydration, because it's not a drink that hydrates the body. Energy drinks, although people feel that burst of energy, but it's because of the caffeine, people. Not because it's helping the body through electrolytes. It's the caffeine giving you that charge, giving you that thump, giving you what you need to stay awake and stay charged up. Remember, you need water to come after that. If you're going to drink a strong energy drink, follow it up with water. Follow it up with water. You also have soft drinks, sodas, you name it, all types of sodas. These are not good when it comes to just hydration. The best thing is water. I repeat, the best thing is water. And drinks that has a strong concentration of electrolytes in it. When you are in the heat, remember, you need at least 8 ounces of water every 15 to 30 minutes. It says a lot of times your readers say 15 to 20, 15 to 25, but I'll say every 15 to 30 minutes, you will need water to hydrate your body. This is something that you need to do. This is something that you must do for your body, because only you can take care of your body the way you take care of your body. Like I said before, drinking alcohol within 24 hours of working in a heated environment can increase the risk for heat illnesses. You see some people, and a lot of times you see this in a larger city. You see people laying out on the side, on the ground or something like that by benches or something. They've had a heat stroke in the summertime. A lot of them is not getting enough fluids in their body. Because as you're out here in this heat, you run the risk of drying out, so to speak. Because you're expelling that water through sweat and body use. That water is coming out of you. You're using it up. You're not putting it back in when you're not drinking the right amount of fluids. If you are not doing what you should to keep your body hydrated, a lot of times you can feel some symptoms like sluggishness. You don't feel like you're getting good body movement, like you can get up and do what you need. You just feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. You may feel lethargic a little bit. And don't think that you can go and just sip on some water and it's going to be all right. You need to drink. You need to drink 8 ounces at a time. You really need to put in 8 ounces at a time. Even the brain itself will have problems functioning when there's not enough water in your system. Try to understand that. In order for it to run its most optimum ability to be able to be brain that it is, you got to have a proper intake of water. You need to stay hydrated. Why do we must make sure that we maintain our electrolyte balance? This is the part of hydration that makes sense, a lot of sense, that we may not get a good education piece on, and I'm going to try to cram a little bit in here to you. It is important to have a balance between the absorption in the cells and that in the tissue fluid and enriching and it's circulating the cells of the various inorganic ions. This balance is essential for life, and it will maintain by the active pumping action of cell membranes. This is the inner working of what fluid does, the proper fluid does for your body. That is why you need an efficient amount of water that goes to the brain, because water carries oxygen just like blood carries oxygen, and when it goes to the brain can work efficiently. Everything is in sync. Everything is doing what it needs to do. Remember that. When those efficient amount of water goes to the brain, it does everything that it needs to do, just like putting gas in a car. You must have gas in a car for the car to run properly. Just like the oil must be in the car. With no oil, the motor is just going to shut down. In other words, for the brain, you got to have proper intake of water, levels of water going into your body, so that it will have a well-balanced amount of energy supply going to the brain, so that the brain will not be compromised. We need to drink water before we leave home to go to work and during the day. And we need to always drink water once you get home from work. So this will keep a balance. This will keep the body balanced. Always maintaining that fluid level. Stages of dehydration goes from mild, moderate, and severe. And you want to make sure that you stay away from the severe part of it. Sometimes we have people that work in environments that it's going to go up to mild, but you want to stay away from severe dehydration. You should get medical care if you feel as if you're dehydrated, if you feel those symptoms and you feel like, hey, something ain't right here. I just feel like I'm really dizzy. I feel like I'm lightheaded. I just don't know where I am. I'm a little lethargic right now. You're possibly going into a state of dehydration. Get to your PCP. Let's get some work done to you, because if you run into a severe level of dehydration, that's when the IVs go in. They have to pump the fluid in you. They have to get the fluid level back up. So you need to be aware of that. You should get medical care for dehydration due to the decrease of production, especially in your urine. If you're not passing out urine at the amount that you normally know that you do, you should be able to tell. And if that's happening, it's possibly a state of dehydration. If you're running a fever over 101, you need to get yourself checked. Seizures, and if you're not a type of person that have seizures and you have a seizure, these are something that you need to go straight to your PCP, primary care physician. Go there, sit down, tell them what's going on, tell them how you feel. Tell them you haven't been drinking water if you haven't been drinking water like you should. Medical treatment for dehydration in adults may involve drinking fluids that contain electrolytes, carbohydrates, in addition to water. That's with water as well. You need that. Try to remember, this can affect your breathing. It can cause chest pains and abdominal pain. All of this can affect your body if you're not drinking the proper level of fluids and getting your electrolytes level balanced. In case of severe dehydration, dial 911 if there's no one around you. Dial 911. Because they can start an IV right there in the ambulance. They can start work right then and there. So dial 911. Do not put it off. Do not try to figure it out. Get help. Get to where you can be saved. But on the top side of it, on the front end of it, drink water. You have Powerade, Gatorade, you have all of these different types of sports drinks that are out there that has electrolytes in it. Pedialyte is a good drink for children. These are the fluids. A lot of us, like I grew up, parents making go outside and play. I don't see much of it now, but you still have kids riding their bicycles. They get ready to go. If you catch them, hey, take this bottle of water with you. You know, encourage them to drink fluids that will help their levels to stay balanced. People, this is serious. We're running into the hot months now. We're not going to be able to turn the dial down just like you're inside your house with the thermostat. Just know that. When you're out there barbecuing, when you're out there, have your bottles of water ready for the kids and for the adults. Make sure everybody gets some. You know, go around and encourage it a little bit. Say, hey, have you had any water? Hey, get some water here. We got plenty of bottles of water over there in there. And offer it to them. Let them get it. When you look at this video, down where I put in the details about this video, you'll see a link And that if you go to it as a government link, that also talks about hydration. Click on it, read through it. It's not that lengthy, but read through it, because this is important, people. This is about your health. This is about staying healthy. This is about staying alive. We already got enough going on around here, you know. So let's try to do our best to make sure that we maintain our level of electrolytes and keep our body balanced so that our brain can function properly. This is Robbie Williams, and I want to thank you all again for tuning in to Rebirth. God bless.